There's a lot to talk about here. Every district will have a different level of standard. The traditional secure entrance is providing a set of doors that are locked on the interior. Everybody that visits the school after the school day starts is checking in at the main office before they're released in to the school. This is an example over in Hartford where it was an entire addition to accommodate that. Come on now. Here's an example of a district that went a little further, and most of the businesses transacted through that window. I will say the balance here is we want to create a safe, secure environment, but we also want this to feel welcoming. The goal isn't to make it feel like we're buying gas at an inner city gas station. We need to find the right blend between security and warm welcoming, I think, and some people will say this achieves that, some will say it doesn't. Visibility is huge. This is an example where this staff member has the great view of the front door. Everybody coming and going. We plan for these extreme situations. There's so many just little situations day to day that this helps prevent. When she knows there's a traditionally challenging parent, or there may be a family that's going through a divorce in a challenging situation, she's got a button under her desk that she's able to push. And all that does is it cues the principal or a school liaison officer to just make their way to the front door. How quickly that situation can be diffused if they just happen to be there. It's not a big buzzer going off, it's not an extreme thing, but it's a great way to diffuse some of those situations before they occur. Collaboration spaces and transparency. So as I said in kind of the STEM section, the amount of work that's being done by students in small groups in a less direct instruction model. So most of us, again, learned through direct instruction. We were talked to, we regurgitated, we memorized, etc. So much learning is changing, and it's done in small groups, and it's done in a project-based setting. So this is an example of a very traditional high school. This is Marquette University High School in Milwaukee. I don't know that you can find a more traditional Jesuit all-boys high school. This was similar to East and West. You went down corridors, there were lockers, and there were classrooms. And you had no idea what was going on inside those classrooms, but teaching and learning was happening. They really, when they came to us, they said, we got to break out of that mold. Our students need something different. They're learning differently. We need to adapt our curriculum to support the way students are learning in the future. And this is one example of a space that grew out of that. Again, a ton of breakout space, furniture that looks nothing like the furniture that we had in our schools. This is an elementary school setting. So there's 2 classrooms on the right side of this image, small alcove where the boy and girl are sitting, reading. This is done for, again, collaboration. Students breaking out of an elementary classroom, working with an aide, working with an interventionist, working with a specialized staff member to bring services to the students. Most of us probably had, I would say, special ed, if there was such a thing when some of us went to school. It was in a room or rooms, and it was departmentalized, and kids that needed services went to the special ed hallway or the special ed wing. That's really shifting. A lot of those students are spending more of their time in the classroom. So the specialist is breaking out and coming to the classroom. So this is a great space for a student that might need a little speech or language support. Instead of sending that kid 6 corridors down to the speech and language room, that instructor's coming to them, takes them out of class for 15 to 20 minutes. Students still in their learning environment, they're still in their academic wing, and they're receiving those specialized services that they need. Doesn't want to work through Dave's head. I don't know what's going on.
It's pretty solid.
This is another example of this was actually a janitor's closet, and it was right at the corner, and the staff said, we want to create a little STEM area, just a breakout space. So a real simple shift of moving a janitor's closet down the hall. Marker board, collaboration, technology. Technology is the key. Kids have devices in their hands all day long. Providing places for them to sit down, collaborate, and work together is critical. This is a large collaboration space, so there's 6 classrooms that face onto this area. Again, flexible furniture. This looks nothing. You will go to this school every day and it looks totally different, and the furniture should be manipulatable by students. So again, some kids want to learn in an individual group, some work better in large groups, some work better in small groups. So providing spaces to allow students to work in the way that they learn best, and staff members to create scenarios and situations for students to learn the way they learn best, is supported by spaces like this.
So were those walls whiteboards?
Yeah, actually the one on the right side is all marker board paint, and so they do some integrated instruction between science, they've got a science lab, math, and they'll do some integrated instruction where they're working on a similar topic, but approaching it math from one angle, science from another angle, and they'll have competitions where kids are running back and forth out to the marker board, and it's just really active learning going on. It's fun to see. It's fun to see instructors that embrace this type of space and use it to make the students' day more enjoyable and for them to learn more.
I've seen the businesses are in their meeting rooms are having that paint on the wall that you can spray on the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very cost-effective way to take what looks like a simple white wall and make it a space that students and staff can interact with. This is a learning stair, so this is up in Kewaskum, so this is going to be the center of their new middle school. Academics behind us, library at the top of this set of stairs, and the library will have a glass over garage door that will open up, and really students will be able to spill out onto this learning stair. So if they grab a resource or a book out of the library, they'll be able to spill out onto this space. They wanted a space to do large group instruction, to bring a grade level together. So all we literally did was take this stair and widen it out, and this will now become their learning common. So this is going to be the center of the school. Every grade level has access to it, and it will simply serve as circulation during the school day. But during class time, people can break out and use this as a learning area. This is over in Port Washington, another example. One key here is a lot of glass between classroom and collaboration space or resource space. If the staff member that is supervising the students that are breaking out into that space can't see them, we found that these are far less likely to be used. And that's a good thing. Staff members want to be able to see the students they're responsible for. And so having additional glass you can see between classroom and collaboration space is critically important for these spaces to be used. Another example at an elementary level, double set of doors, something really simple and cost effective. There's a student size space, so this little nook is actually, when you go to it, it's going to feel really out of proportion for you as an adult if you were to see it, but it was intentionally proportioned for students. This was a first grade wing, if I remember correctly. We made the ceiling as low as, we actually wanted to go lower, but building code is a minimum height you can go. It would have been nice to even get that a little bit shorter, and really created a student-friendly space. This is hugely successful. Kids are loving it. It's a scale. The windowsills are intentionally pulled down low, so they've got better views and visibility to the outside. We brought the marker board all the way to the floor here, so that it doesn't matter what height you are, students have access to that. So little things like that to support appropriate learning environments for different age groups. This is a renovated space, not a ton to add on that one. Another example, this is up in North Fond du Lac, so this is their main entry sequence. And they're going to be doing, again, a learning stair right off of their main entrance. All right. Locker bays, this is another interesting thing that we're seeing